Do solemnly swear to uphold the duties of court-appointed special advocate.
Do solemnly swear to uphold the duties of the court-appointed special advocate.
The cases that come into the child welfare system, most of them have issues of substance abuse, or the parents are involved in domestic violence, where they've abandoned the child.
To have a social caseworker come to the house with the police just to take you a few of your items, that is very scary.
They're a vulnerable part of our society, can't speak for themselves. They need to have a CASA.
As the CASA, you want to reassure them that it's going to be okay.
It's okay.
You're in a safe place. The people here really do care about you. I'm going to be here for you.
To work diligently for the best interests of any child for whom I advocate.
And to work diligently for the best interests of any child for whom I advocate.
Well, 20 years ago, if you've got to remember that, we're talking about the early 90s. We had the summer of violence.
Kids did fall through the cracks.
We had a generation of parents that we lost to crack cocaine.
And frankly, the philosophy of child welfare was to simply remove kids from homes. And so we had many, many children churning through the foster care system. It was immediately apparent the value that CASAs brought to cases because you had a layperson perspective.
When I first started up with CASA, there was nothing. People were digging in their pockets to pay staff and to meet financial obligations.
And it was definitely an uphill battle because we were a brand new nonprofit. We didn't have a track record.
What we were aiming to do when all the fundraising efforts began to fall in place was go from that little volunteer group to having a staff. Since then, we've had boards, the executive directors. Each one has raised the level of what CASA can do for children, and we're just really proud to see it today.
It's more than just a volunteer group. It's a group that's recognized by the state legislature and clearly recognized by the courts as an important part of a dependency or neglect case.
In the last 20 years, Child Advocates has served approximately 3,500 children involved with the Denver court system.
You're going to speak for this child who probably maybe never has had anybody stand up for him or her.
I really appreciate the CASAs in the courtroom. I wish I had a CASA on every single dependency and neglect case.
They value what we have to say. I really believe that. I've been looked at as a valuable resource to the courts.
I know, being in the court, sitting in the judge's seat, that having a CASA there helps make a big difference in the life of a child, and they do that in every case that they are on.
I just want to say thank you to all of the volunteers and board members and staff who have persevered over the last 20 years to bring Denver CASA to the place it is today.
My dream going forward would be that there would be a CASA on every case. That's a big dream, but I see how far they've come in 20 years. So I think that's achievable.
This is the largest group that I've ever had the privilege of swearing in. So it's a growing program, and that's really heartening to see. Congratulations, you are CASA volunteers.